We got the Epstein files that just came out, and we're hearing a lot of interference, trying to just keep people confused what's going on. Mainly, I'm talking about the connection between Jeffrey Epstein and Israel. And I don't want to talk about this the whole show, but I do want to point out that the media is trying to make Jeffrey Epstein and Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine's dad, Russian spies. I tried my best to find any research if Robert Maxwell was a Russian spy. Apparently he was Russian friendly, but they have no proof, even after investigation, that he was a Russian spy. I mean, that's alarming at its own. But what I want to talk about today is how America has changed into this pro-Israeli country in a way where it's not even pro-Jewish. It's pro-Zionist and pro-Israeli, pro-billionaire. Like, it's not even Jewish. It's not. They use the Jewish people as their shield, like a human shield almost. They use the Jewish people like human shields. But then when you find out, when Jewish people speak out, or you hear about what's going on, because you got to assume everybody in Israel is Jewish of some sort, maybe Palestinian. But if you're in a position of PR or media, I'm assuming that you are Jewish. So we have Jewish newspapers that have had their workers be interrogated for posting certain things that were maybe negative to Israel. I'm not saying, I'm speaking about Haaretz particularly. So I'm not saying that like Haaretz doesn't post anything negative of Israel. They tend to post the truth. But for some reason, when the government, the Israeli government, doesn't have control of the story, they're going to pull in the reporters, they're going to interrogate them, they're going to try to figure out who their sources are, they're going to take their sources down, right? But we're talking about America right now. And really, it's just about this dual loyalty trope that seems to be driving a lot of America's employment, morality stances. It's driving a lot in America. And I was trying to figure out where it came from and how it even exists. Because the idea that a Zionist has, by definition, an American Zionist, by definition, has dual loyalty. But for some reason, in these HR policies and procedures, it's not a legal definition that it's not legally anti-Semitic to say someone is a Zionist dual loyalty. But for some reason, in these HR policies and procedures, ever since Gaza, ever since October 7th, and what's been happening in Gaza, they've been concreting, they've been reinforcing this anti-Zionist play. Like, we're not doing anti-Zionism. We're not doing anti-Zionism. No, it's Zionism or shut up. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. So, for example, if you're working at a business and let's say the manager or the CEO, let's just say maybe a buyer or someone of the business seems to only maybe they're purchasing from only Israeli sellers and not even paying the cheapest price, right? But you catch it and you point it out and you bring it to HR. You say, hey, I think this guy has more loyalty to his home country than our business. So he's actually spending more money on product to help people from his own country out. That would be a fireable offense, because that is claiming that this person has a dual loyalty to Israel. People aren't buying that no more. So people are getting fired for this, and good thing that the courts are taking up the cases, because people are actually winning in court, saying that anti-Zionism is not hate crime. It's a political stance. It's free speech. So a lot of these people, like, they're getting fired for this. They're not taking it to the courts. But if you take it to the courts are giving these people wins. right now. Multiple, like there was a press, Latoof or whatever her name was, she was fired for social media posts supporting Gaza. Come to find out, there's a WhatsApp group of Israeli lawyers, politicals, just elites, and they communicate to, they're trying to get her fired. They're colluding to get her fired, right, behind the scenes, and they're talking about how they're going to talk to the heads of the corporation, and so enough, they get to the heads of the corporation, and you know what? She gets fired for that. But I guess it gets it out. You can't hide it too long. You can't hide shit too long because it's gonna come up. You know what I mean? And the problem is that when it came up, she took it to the courts, and guess what? The courts gave her the W. So a lot of these companies, they're gonna take some L's for this. They're gonna take some losses. They're gonna take losses for this because you can't just be firing people for stuff they say that's not offensive just because you have someone in your company that got offended by it. And especially you have outside sources, you have people that's watching your social media. There was another instance where someone was fired because an anonymous person for Twitter sent his Twitter history to his boss. The tweet was anonymous. The company freaked out because whatever was in there and fired him. And I don't think that, I didn't read the tweets myself, but from what the courts say, it was nothing it was nothing hateful in there. It was just political stance, supporting Gaza, supporting the people of, the Palestinian people, calling out Israel, calling out Zionists. We find this issue a lot where you can't say the word Zionist without people hearing the word Jew. But there's American Zionists who aren't even Jewish. But so we can't call them Zionists, and they're not even Jewish. They just support Israel. But we get fired for due loyalty because an American supports Israel. If we call them a Zionist, because you don't have to be Israeli to be a Zionist. You just have to support the people of Israel, the state of Israel. I mean, most Zionists probably aren't even Jewish. You can go back in history. There's an argument with the Khazarian, the Khazars, and the Ashkenazis. Like, you look at your ancestry DNA, and you're gonna look at if you got any Ashkenazi Jewish heritage or blood in you, you'll see where this Ashkenazi blood comes from, and it's not Israel, sorry to say. So we have a lot of posers out there, and I think this is what's hurting the Jewish people the most, and Americans, because we're all feeling this. It's kind of like Black Lives Matters times 12. They're really taking another group's suffering, using it to gain social standings, to gain power, to get elected, to retain power, and then they don't care about this group after they get their power. I mean, we can look at October 7th. Yes, Hamas did come over and do some stuff, but guess what? The Israeli just sat. The Hamas came over. I mean, we could talk about what happened before October 7th, but when October 7th happened, Hamas came over and they waited. Israel waited 6 hours to send help. I mean, we're talking about Israel, like the size of San Bernardino County, maybe. I don't know, man. Israel is small. The size of New Jersey, they say. Like, Israel is tiny. Like a plane flight, I mean, it's not going to take you nowhere, So the fact that just to make the story, you let your own people die. It just shows you how Zionists don't care about Jewish people. They don't care about Americans. They don't care about Arabs. They don't care about Arabs. They just care about their own power and their own standing. And it's all about power at this point because they got the money. They own 98% of our politicians. I mean, they literally sponsor and support the Uniparty. The Uniparty literally keeps them afloat. Because if we didn't have the Uniparty, the Americans would be like, hey, we're not voting for this. Like, why are we voting for this other country? Like, we can't, like, it's hard to get over. It's like, try to explain this to your kids. Like, hey, you can hear the TV, someone can say that dirty Somali monkey black man to snap, right? You call him an N-word, he ain't gonna check. Call him a monkey. Oh, it's problems right now, right? So Trump repost whatever he did. It's on his True Social. He posts this video claiming it was, some jungle book themed video with the Democrat politicians all as the animals. But why the black people the monkeys, right? Why are the two black people the monkeys? Okay, that's the racist part people need to not look over, right? And then come the White House press secretary, she says, oh, it's just a meme. They call her the Klan because she's defending this obviously racist stuff, and she's so tone deaf that if that video had a Jewish politician as a rat, the whole internet would burn down. Trump would get it impeached, probably assassinated. The whole internet would burn down if there was one Jewish politician as a rat in there. It would be a trope, a hateful thing, just like having a monkey there. But unfortunately, the tables aren't the same. The tables are different. The rules are different. The game being played is different. Like, we're not even playing the same game. Like Americans be trying to survive. We got Zionists trying to manipulate the system to get more power. We're just trying to survive. Epstein wrote a note, said, hey, the goy invest in the stock market. We manipulate the stock market. That's Epstein. Epstein, the Russian spy, quote unquote, obviously Israeli spy, but he's the one that said, oh, the goy just do invest. The goy just invest. We take over the market. Y'all have a good one. Y'all take care, man. Appreciate y'all just staying here listening to me. Y'all have a good one. And y'all do your research. Hey, what's up? What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We'll be back soon for another one.